This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY digital voice net on Grandmaster Talk Group 31367, wires X from 83721, and on Zoom. The primary purpose of the STNY digital voice net is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Again, the call is a Whiskey 2 Oxshot Juliet Hotel, and the name here is Frank. We're first to stand by for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Please call now. Okay, nothing heard there. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, please give a call sign followed by the word break spoken 3 times. Please leave a 4 to 5 second pause between transmissions for breaking stations or for those who wish to disconnect the stock group. This is a direct net, and the format will follow announcements, questions, and comments. This net utilizes NetLogger, which can be found at netlogger.org. NetLogger is not required, and we will take additional voice check-ins. For more information about this net or join the Zoom meeting, please visit STNYDMR.net. That's Sierra Tango November Yankee Delta Mike Romeo.net. You can also find us on 73.net. That's Sierra Echo Victor Echo November Numeric number 3.net. This net will prioritize short-time mobile in and out or emergency power stations, followed by NetLogger check-ins, followed by voice check-ins. We currently do have a few stations checked in through NetLogger already. I've taken the liberty of checking in a few folks that are frequent to the group here and have keyed up. So the net would like to recognize N3OJP Mick, NE2W Ed, N2NCD Paul, KB2SIN Bill, and KE2AUS Steve. All right, well, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So let's open up for any station that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now. This is N2 QSD, Mel and Elmira.
This is N2 NRA, Cliff and Waverly.
All right, and we have N2 at QSD Mel and N2 NRA Cliff. Are there any other stations to join this evening? Please call now.
This is KV2SIN.
So I think I doubled up there with KB2SIN. I'll head over to you there, Bill, and see if that was just you rekeying up to join the group, or if you happen to say something there.
Hi, good evening, Frank, and everybody else on the net. I was just out with my granddaughter out at the car. Mother was picking her up, so I'm not sure what was said or anything else at this point, but I just want to pop in quick and check in on Sunday evening, and it makes it a lot easier on me, but Next month at the 17th will be my last day of work, and I'll be retiring. So any day will be good. Every day will be a Saturday for me. So other than that, not much going on. Got a little bit of rain tonight. It's pretty nice sitting out here on the porch tonight. But I'll turn it back over to you, Frank. JB2SI, I'm back to the net.
Hey, very good there, Bill. Yeah, sorry, I took people in, and I wasn't sure if anybody else was a short time or had other things there. But good you keyed up there, so I didn't lose you down the list there. All right, let's start things off with if there's any announcements. Please call out. NE2W. NE2W. Fire away with your question there, Ed, or your announcement. Sorry.
Okay, just a quick note. The Bear Technical Net is on at 8 o'clock on Sunday, immediately following this net, and also the Southern Tier Fusion Net on the Southern Tier Fusion Net repeaters. And also, what the announcement I have is the Binghamton Amateur Radio Association is having a fundraiser this Saturday, September 16th. Doug's Fish Fry is going to be at Tractor Supply over at Four Corners in Vestal from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come on out and have some good food, and I guess we'll be hanging out. Not me personally, but we'll have somebody hanging out there most of the whole time. That's it for me. Back to Frank, NE2W.
Yeah, very good there, Ed. And yeah, that was on my list here of announcements. I had seen your email, and I saw that was coming up this Saturday. So good you announced it anyway. So, all right, if there's any other announcements for this net this evening, please call in. All right, nothing heard there, so we'll move on to questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call in. Okay, nothing heard there, so we will move on into comments. So the net topic this evening, we are talking about home Wi-Fi. The question is, have you upgraded your home Wi-Fi network to Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E? Do you think it's worth it at this point, or possibly wait until Wi-Fi 7? But also, have you upgraded your Wi-Fi to a mesh network, or are you still using like a single Wi-Fi router? So first on my list is N30JT. Nick, how was your week there?
Well, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. Pennsylvania here. And this Sunday night is working out pretty good. It seemed like all summer I was somewhere busy doing something on Saturday night. Whether it was here back home or up at the cottage in New York, Western New York. So although today I spent from 9 o'clock at my daughter's house, I got home about a few minutes after 6. Doing some remodeling over there, helping her boyfriend. He's pretty handy. So that project still goes on. The Wi-Fi that we use here is what's provided by Comcast, and I guess I'd like to get my own. I just don't know enough about it. It's probably not hard to figure out. Probably get my own router too, versus paying the rental fees that you do with the cable companies. But we got the standard. What is it? 2.3 and the 5 gig, and they're not real good. I don't know. I think I got the Wi-Fi high enough in the one room. The 2 rooms over, it's just sketchy picking it up. But then again, it could be my equipment. But other than that, doing good. I had a little bout with COVID in early August, and I'm over with that now. So just back to the normal routine. I wish Bill good luck on retirement. It is underrated, Bill. There's no question about it. I'm busy now, but it's busy with things that I want to do, so it works out pretty good. So with that, Frank, I'll turn it back to you. W2FJH and 30JP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. And yeah, you mentioned the rental fees on the router, and definitely I switched off of that. Usually the modem is free from Spectrum, but they charge you for the router, and I definitely for the price of it, you could always pick up a cheaper router, and maybe in 10 months it already pay for itself from what they charge you. So, all right, next on my list is NH2W. Ed, how was your week?
Good evening, Frank, and everyone on the net. A good week. I didn't let the weather forecast stop me. They predicted thunderstorms every afternoon, and of course they're going to close the pool. But I said I'll go if they close the pool. That's fine. But I'd hate to stay home and find out the weather didn't happen until Thursday over here by Etzanango Park in Binghamton. We got pretty good. Quite a few trees down. Underpasses got flooded. Power pole got snapped over on Robinson, knocked out power for a few hundred people. Friends of mine over there. But other than that, it's an okay week. Trying to think. I've sort of, I guess without getting too detailed, I noticed years ago when I got started with the home internet, I decided to wire everything that sits, like the desktops, and I had the TVs. I had a hodgepodge card in my computer where I could record like Blue's Clues and other shows for the kids, and that way they could watch them on the TV by running a audio and video line out of my computer over to the TV input. So basically anything that doesn't move in my house has a Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable going to it. I did have to upgrade like you, I bought my own Netgear cable modem thing. It does the modem and the router. It's a cable modem router. I had a C3700 for a while, and my son got into gaming, and it just wasn't cutting the mustard, because it only monitored 8 of the channels coming down the cable's Wi-Fi and only 4 uplink. So I had to upgrade to a C7000 back 3 years ago. Nighthawk C7000. That is 24 channels down and 8 up, and gigabit. And, that's why I had to move some of the wires up to the higher speed. But everything's wired. I don't know that if I'm buying a cable modem, unless I'm really into gaming, I wouldn't buy this year's. I buy the N-1, because when the new ones come out, I looked at some of the Wi-Fi 6 ones. They're over $800, some of them. And you can get the N-1 technology usually at half price or less. Back to you, Frank, or E2W.
Yeah, very good there, Ed, and yeah, definitely a good strategy to hardwire everything. You don't have to worry about things there. Actually, it was a topic I was thinking about saving for next time, because as as fiber rolls out to more and more areas, I think Binghamton has more already with green light, and I know Nichols has Nichols fiber now. They're offering actually up to gigabit, but also some of them offer multi-gigabit, and that was going to be a topic for another that was have you looked into the 2.5 gigabit networking switches and routers and all that? Yeah, you're right. I think you might be confusing the Wi-Fi 7. Currently, the Wi-Fi 7, yes, they're like $500 plus a pop for any of the routers, and very expensive. But as another year or two go by, I'm assuming that's going to free fall down into a more reasonable range. Um, but yeah, it's definitely on the new side of things. So only the early adopters, I think, are getting into Wi-Fi 7 this early. So. All right, next on my list is N2NCD. Paul, how was your week there? I think my last transmission all went through there, but I'll try it again here. Next on my list was N2NCD. Paul, how was your week there?
We heard you, Frank, but we're not hearing Paul.
All right, very good. Thanks, right, for the confirmation. Make sure I'm getting out there properly. We'll circle back to Paul. Maybe he's having some technical issues right now. So next on my list is Bill. I'm not sure if he's still around. I know he was in and out, but if he wanted any comments on tonight's net topic, I'll hand it over to him. So KB2SIN, Bill, you're up next.
Give it to us again. Well, I guess I did jump the gun tonight. I guess that's what happens when I walk down to the car and come back, and I think comments were already up. So sorry about that, but not too much with the comments on the Wi-Fi. I use, unfortunately, for the router and the modem, and just easier that way. And I don't know that much about it, so if there's a problem, they come up, they take care of it, which I've utilized that service more than once. But other than that, no, I don't have too many comments on that. It's kind of beyond my realm of expertise. So with that, I guess sorry I jumped in there too quick with comments earlier. I have to listen a little more carefully next week. So 73 to everyone. KB2SIN back to that, and we'll be listening out.
Hey, no problem at all there, Bill. I just thought you were a short time. That was all. So I just kind of went to you first while we still had you. You mentioned you were getting out of the car or something along those lines. So, and yes, that is a good point. Maybe for the rental fees, if you did pay it through Spectrum or something, then something goes wrong, they come out and fix it. So I guess that is a good point there. Okay. All right, next on the list is KE2AUS. Steve, how was your week there? All right, I did see KE2AUS in the Zoom meeting there, and that's why I added him in as a participant there, but I don't see him anywhere now. So, again, we'll circle back to him and see if he has any comments for us. Maybe he already took off for the evening. So, all right. Next on my list then is N2QFD. Mel, how was your week there?
Good evening, Frank. Good evening to the net. Pretty good week here. Like everyone else, we had similar weather. I've been doing some outside work and kind of racing it to get the house painted. Starting a new job this coming week. And speaking of the fiber optic, I'm going to be handling a lot of broadband permitting for a local engineering firm. So that's going to be my in and out. When it comes to the Wi-Fi, we've been running our own equipment for quite a while, 2.3 and a 5 gig. Not really ready to jump up to anything faster yet because I don't know that I need the throughput. But much like earlier in the net, I hardwired the systems that needed it. Places where I was doing a lot of Zoom during the big COVID shutdown, I ran a Cat5 cable back to the router, so I wouldn't have to worry about any lag there. And we did mesh up the house. I had a Belkin Wi-Fi extender at one point, and I think I have a Netgear running now. Belkin finally burned out. Put that up in the second story, and it reaches out to the garage. So I've usually got a little bit of coverage to the extremities of the property that helps fill in the gaps. Here's N2QFT, back to net.
Hey, very good there, Mal. And yeah, oh no, you're in the Elmira area. I was gonna say you were near the Tioga area, and you're working on some of the. There actually is a fiber optic that comes almost to my house, but they just don't come down. It comes on either side of my street that connects to my road, but they don't actually come down my road. And yeah, if you're working on permitting, tell them, hey, I know a guy down there. He needs fiber optic down his way. All right, and yeah, the Netgear mesh. I actually got a TP-Link mesh myself, just because I don't know with the plumbing, and we also have forced hot air, so all of the cold air ducts, all that metal throughout the walls and everything, really do a number on my Wi-Fi. So I have several of these little nodes around in different rooms. And I did run some Ethernet cables to try to backbone all of them, but it's working out pretty well there. All right. Next on my list is N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week there?
This is N2NRA. Oh, well, it was a little bit of storms on Friday. The football team had a game and then they canceled, and I guess they played again Saturday. And so otherwise, it's been similar to most everybody else, I guess, in the area. Not any damage to report or anything like that. As far as modem and stuff, we have an antenna. We live next to Two River State Park, and of course we see the bobcat that hangs out around here again. But I have an old Aris surfboard, SVG 6700, for streaming stuff on TV and connecting that way with the internet. Otherwise, we just watch over, I guess it's about 30 channels over the air, and a lot of some are redundant programs as well. So, okay, back to the net.
Hey, very good there, Cliff. And yeah, oh, 30. If you get 30 channels over the airway, or at least up where I am, I've tried, and I kind of maybe I haven't really put one on the roof or anything like that, but man, I get like nothing here. And even if I look up online what I should be getting, I think it's like 2 channels that I might get in a weak signal for. So yeah, 30 channels over the airways is definitely really good there. All right, I've reached the end of my list. I do have 2 stations I have to check back to, but first, let's take a standby to see if there's any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's circle back and let's see if N2NCB Paul is back with us there. If you're there, Paul, you're up next. How was your week? Okay, I guess we still lost Paul there, so let's try our other station. KE2AUS Steve, how was your week there? All right, I guess we don't have Steve either there, so let's give it one more go here. For any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with any additional comments, questions, or concerns, please call now. All right, then, with nothing heard, I guess we will wrap things up here then. So I'd like to thank Nick, Ed, Paul, Bill, Steve, Mal, and Cliff for joining us this evening. We will be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.